Howdy y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music.
That's right. So
your favorite mom and pop guitar shop music lesson studio. Deep in the heart of Texas. It's where we're at.
Yeah.
And we're finally back.
Yes.
Again.
We told you we would be.
We told you we'd be back someday, eventually.
Sometimes you just don't listen.
We're going to answer a bunch of questions for y'all right now. Let's go. Welcome back. Like I said, it's Ask RNA time. Episode, 383.
Ooh, that's a good number.
Episode 383. That is a fun number. Of Angela and I answering questions from people all over the world.
All over the world.
So if you're watching this, you're probably one of our regulars. So thank you guys and girls for coming back.
Yeah.
If you are new here, we have a little music store and lesson studio in a very small town in East Texas.
Yeah.
Where we teach lessons all day. And sell stuff and things, and sometimes occasionally make YouTube videos.
I mean, it's rumored
that we do that. Sometimes we do. And this is the episode where we answer questions. So that's what we're gonna do. If you want some swaggity swag, you cannot get a Werefoot t-shirt, I don't think. Well, they might have a Teespring store, so I don't know. But you can get an RNA Music t-shirt, some swaggity swag. Link down in the description of this video. Go get you some RNA merch if you want to.
Yep.
There's also a link to some guitar lesson resources. You can go check that out if you want. And I think that's all that's all the business. Let's get down to the questions.
Yeah, let's do this.
First question, Jeffrey Egan, #FurGuitar. Hey Ryan and Angela, I enjoyed the Dallas Guitar Show video.
Nice.
Question, if you had the money, would you buy a Murphy Lab Les Paul? And if you did, would you gig with it? #KTMA.
Okay.
You watched the video, right?
Yes.
So the Murphy Lab guitar Les Pauls were all those $10,000 Les Pauls.
Yes.
That were custom shop. That's the high-end custom. You know, they look like they're super old, but they're brand new, and they're like 10 grand. There were quite a few Murphy Lab Les Pauls at the Dallas Guitar Show.
Right.
And I was there with Greg from Bola, and we're looking at it, and I'm like, that's a lot of money for a Les Paul. Like a brand new scuffed up Les Paul for $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. So,
yeah, it's like ripped jeans for women.
Yeah. There's some $500 ripped jeans. Would you buy them, and would you wear them?
To a gig.
If you bought.
Yes.
First of all, who says I don't have the money to buy one? I could totally buy one if I wanted to. Yeah. I mean, I could get a mortgage for,
something.
I was thinking about this because I've been actually looking. Last couple of days, I've been looking at Les Pauls, like Gibson Les Pauls, like on the used market. Like the Evil Empire has a massive selection of used Les Pauls. Obviously on Reverb, I'm always kind of scrolling Reverb for the older 70s Les Pauls and vintage stuff. So I've been actually shopping, looking at Les Pauls for like the last couple of days. Not shopping, looking.
You told on yourself.
I've just been looking. Well, this ZZ Top thing we're working on, right? So. Anyways, I found some kind of pretty decent, like $2,000 Les Paul standards that I'm like, used.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not sure why I would spend 10 grand, $10,000 on like a Murphy Lab. I would not gig with it. If I had bought one, if I spent that kind of money on one, I would not take it to a gig. Because people steal guitars. Number one, people steal stuff at gigs.
Yeah.
And
you'd have to wear it on you like all times.
I would carry it around the whole time.
Wrapped with a blanket.
Would never take it,
You're like, what's in that gig bag?
Now you wouldn't worry about it getting
on your chest like a baby.
I wouldn't worry about it getting scratched up or scuffed up because they're already scratched and scuffed up. They're like relicked.
Right, but you wouldn't want anybody like really jacking.
No,
that
really,
would suck.
Yeah, I would not gig with that personally.
Yeah, hang on the
display. And for example, we do have, this is a 1996 Les Paul Standard. Les Paul Standard. That we got. And I kind of keep it at the house. Every now and then I'll bring it up to the shop and I'll play it. It's out of tune, of course. Les Pauls. So I have this. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm doing this. If you guys have been watching this, doing this ZZ Top tribute band thing with some buddies. We've been talking about doing that. And I'm doing a bazillion hours of research and watching Billy play. And obviously he plays Les Pauls and Tellys and stuff. I was like, well, I have a Les Paul. I guess I could play that because that would look like something Billy would play. I was like, oh, do I want to play the standard? I'm like, no, I don't want to take it to a gig.
Right.
Because again, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, this is about a $2,000 guitar.
You'd have to have somebody there just to watch your stuff.
Yeah, watching this stuff. Like when we're taking a break or off stage or something, it's like, I would not.
That's what your children are for.
That's what my giant bouncer bruiser children are for.
If they have the shirt that says security.
Security. Security. So I thought I was like, I may practice with this with the guys, but like, I'm not going to take this to a gig. Because, I mean, you know, I don't know. Just, I wouldn't want to gig with that. This is lighter. I was like, oh, this is lighter. I also have this USA Custom Shop Washburn limited edition guitar that's like a $3,000 or $4,000 guitar, basically. I sting and love this thing. And I also keep it at the house generally.
Hanging on the wall.
Hanging on the wall, like, because it's just beautiful. I bring it to the shop and play it in lessons and stuff. But kind of the same thing. I freaking love this guitar. I would not take it to a gig. Because if something happened to it, I'd be like, no. There's just no way I would take a multiple $1,000 guitar to a gig.
Right.
You know, that's why they make Epiphones. Right, so this is.
So he would take mine. But it would get stolen.
I would not take Angela's sparkly Epiphone Les Paul. I would also not take my Epiphone Zach Wild because it's kind of a limited edition. You know, I have been playing Angela's sparkly blue Epiphone, which is so nice. We got to get it down.
Yeah.
This is actually like a 2001.
She purty.
She is purty. I think Billy would play a sparkly guitar like this though. This is a 2001 made in Korea Epiphone Les Paul. I think it's a special edition because they had a couple of sparkly. They had like a sparkly silver, sparkly red, and a sparkle blue guitar. So I got this for Angela 1,000 years ago. I mean, obviously after 2001. But
yeah, I think it was probably 2003. I think
probably we got it in 03. I actually have been playing this a lot lately because I'm like, I want to play a Les Paul and kind of working on the stuff. And I was like, this thing plays great. Yeah. Like, it plays really well. And of course, we have the Zach, and it plays great. The Zach guitar is stinking heavy, though.
Right.
That thing is crazy heavy, so I would not gig with that. But, so what I have thought about, what I have been looking at, is used Epiphones. Used Epiphone Les Pauls that resemble...
What that is. What you like.
Yeah, well,
what he plays.
Yeah, it resembles like Billy plays the.
Those are the words I'm looking for.
Pearly Gates, his Pearly Gates guitar, which is like a '59 Les Paul. Right. So I've been looking at what's an Epiphone that looks pretty close to what Billy played, and like they got a bunch of like $400.
Yeah.
On the used market, there's a lot of $400 Epiphone Les Pauls that sort of like that would work, and $400. In the grand scheme of things, if someone broke or scratched or stole my $2,000 or $3,000 guitar, it would be horrendous. Because that is, for me, that's not easily replaceable. A $400 or $500 guitar, that's not that bad. I mean,
it'll be sad. But
it would be sad, but it's like, well, you could get another one. So,
right.
Long story long, I probably would not buy, if I had the money to buy a Murphy Labs, I wouldn't buy one. I would buy a vintage, like from the 70s Les Paul. I'd buy a vintage Les Paul instead of a brand new one. And I wouldn't gig with that either. So thank you, Jeffrey. Great question. Thank you so much. Next question. Sinner's Dwarf, all the way from England. Hey, not sure if this has been asked, but what do you think about cream guitars? I have never heard of cream guitars.
Yeah.
Until you asked this question. Earlier today, I saw it and I typed it out. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Let me go look. So I looked at cream guitars. What do you think?
I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, you were like, ooh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I was like, I don't like that. I was like, I get it. They're taking like, it's hard to come up with a new shape that hasn't been done. And guitar players are kind of stuck in the past. Like,
yeah.
Les Pauls and Tellys and that kind of stuff, And it is difficult to come up with a shape that hasn't been done before. Although one of their shapes basically looked like a reverse Explorer. I'm like, I'd rather have an Explorer. I don't want a reverse Explorer.
Right,
But,
right.
They were certainly very interesting.
Yeah, I thought they looked cool.
Yeah, she thought they looked cool. They had some nice finishes. I wasn't digging them personally, but I couldn't find any information. There was no information on their website about what do they cost. Like, I don't know what the price ranges are. It's like pre-order now. I'm like, well, how much is it? Pre-order now. I'm like, I don't know about that. Once you tell me how much it costs, so
yeah,
I don't know.
We can't tell you until you check out.
Yeah, give us all your information, your email, and your phone number, and we'll put you on a list. I'm like, I just want to know how much it costs. So I don't know, pretty interesting. It's brand new. It looks like they came out in 22 or 23, so it's like pretty much a brand new company.
That's cool.
Like. It is. I mean,
wish you all the best of luck.
Good luck.
Good on you, Cream.
Good on you, mate. All right, thank you, Sinner's Dwarf. Next question, Just Fun Guitar. Also from England, hashtag fur guitar. Nice idea on the Dunlop 65. We'll try that. Next question, or new question. Have you ever driven a huge Texas truck?
Depends on what you mean.
Kind of depends on your level of huge.
Right.
Huge.
Like, is it like a dually?
I mean,
or like a...
Like one that's jacked up with
like
giant
big
tires?
old wheels. Yeah. No, I've never driven one of those. Like a monster truck type thing.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find some pictures. There was a truck the other day we were behind. I was like, Angela, take a picture of that truck real quick. That's like a big Texas truck. I think that's what they mean. But we weren't able to take a picture of it in time.
We couldn't do it in time.
Down our street, there's a big white Texas truck.
Yeah.
A big truck that I'm like, the guy works.
Might be what he means.
He works in the oil field, I can tell.
Yeah.
it's
a lot of oil
up.
field guys have big trucks with jacked up axles and all that stuff. They have all that stuff.
They're just really high off the ground.
Yeah.
Now, I have driven
And
like...
it's usually a short guy who drives them.
Well... in the case of our guy down the street, yes.
In case of everything.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of guys get out of there.
I have.
Oh, really?
At Walmart, you just... I mean, it's kind of stereotypical. At Walmart, you can.
At Walmart. And they are...
You sure can.
I have seen ladies getting out of those big old trucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need a ladder, girl. Get out of that thing.
It's like, whoa. You slide out of that. His dad's truck, it's high.
Yeah, I mean, like my dad has it's a half ton or 3/4 ton.
Something like that.
Denali. It's like a fancy truck. It's pretty big.
Yeah,
Diesel truck.
It's a big truck.
Diesel engine. It'll pull some stuff.
Yes.
I have driven that around. He used to have a Dodge, extended cab dually, for just pulling the crap out of some trailers. And I've driven a dually, and I've driven some big 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks, but none of them were ever like just jacked up off the ground like
I've never been
a
in
monster
one.
truck. I haven't either. Every time I see one, I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, I don't even know what the point of that is, because your axle isn't any farther off the ground. I mean, just the frame of your truck is way up. You still get like stuck on a rock. It's like, what's the point? What's the point of just making it harder?
Lowriders. It's like lowriders. There's no point.
I mean, lowriders makes it easier to get out of your car. You're closer to the ground. They're more aerodynamic. You get better gas mileage in a lowrider.
Can't see the curb.
I don't. You definitely do get stuck on like speed bumps.
Right. No speed bumps.
You get hung up on a speed bump in a lowrider. But
yeah.
I don't know. I have never been attracted to the really big old jacked up trucks. I did used to like lowriders, like when I was younger in my 20s. I had a Blazer that was like sort of like slammed and had the speakers and all that sort of stuff.
Watch George Lopez.
Yeah. And every now and then when I see a car that's kind of like
that show.
If I see like a Tahoe or an Escalade or something that's kind of like not like grinding on the ground, but sort of like dropped a little bit, I'm like,
you're like, sup, 1997.
What's up? I'm like, Angela. I'm like, hey, look. And she's like, no. Okay. Definitely not to impress my wife. My wife will not be impressed.
What's that? What song that we used to sing at TVCC? What is it called?
El Camino. El Camino. You know what kind of car that impresses Angela? Paid off cars. That's what Mama likes.
That's what Mama likes.
Cars that are paid off.
They look perfect.
All right. Yeah. Texas truck song. Now it's time for what you all been waiting for. Comment of the day. Comment of the day, yeah. You make the comment, we read the comment for comments. Comment of the day. This is the time where we take a comment from last week's video and we write a song on the spot.
For you.
For all y'all out there.
For the commenter.
For the
For
commentors.
serenading the commenter.
Yeah, so I'm going to make up some music on the spot. You guys wrote the lyrics. Angela has to make up a vocal melody and a vocal rhythm.
I'm just not reading it. Hold on.
And put it to the music that I come up with. So it's like, you know, it's an adventure. We don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. I think so.
You think you know what's going to...
Well, this is kind of appropriate.
All right.
Having a comment of the day for this person. That's nice. Hello, David.
I don't know if my guitar's in tune or not.
Hello, David.
Here we go.
David Dennis. That's his name. How have I never ran across y'all's channel before? New subscriber. Big hello from San Antonio. Yeah, San Antonio.
Hey! Nice, okay. That's different than what we normally do.
Kind of.
I was trying to not go folky on you.
It's okay. I'm folky.
It's normally folk songs from
Yeah.
RNA music. David Dennis, how have I never ran across y'all's channel before?
I don't know.
New subscriber, big hello from San Antonio. I don't
Hello.
know, David. I don't know. It's,
I don't know, David.
the internet is a big place. YouTube is a giant place. So, but I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
I don't know exactly. You must have found us from the last video, I guess. But yeah. Hey, I've got family in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio's great. Texans unite. All right, thank you. That was the comment of the day song. Now it's time for final question. So excited. Yay, final question. Fat philosopher from Japan. I don't think he's from Japan,
Right.
but he lives in Japan.
Yes. Depends on how long he's been there.
I don't know.
Now he's-
Hashtag Furby guitar. Furby guitar. Okay. Says, hey, I'm the first comment. What do you know? I got a 5-string bass, but I only play 4 strings of it. Do you have any online bass guitar lessons you know of that includes 5 strings? Cheers. Oh, that's a good question. I also have, wait, I don't have a 5-string bass. Nicholas has a couple of 5-string basses.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like 2 5-strings and 1 acoustic 4-string. And I own a 4-string Schecter. Schecter makes great, fantastic basses. The Bitter Bass Man owns a truckload of Schecter 5-strings.
Okay.
I kind of prefer a 5,
Mm-hmm.
but probably the reason you can't find any lessons is because probably the vast majority of bass players don't play 5-strings. Now, if
Makes
you're in
sense.
certain genres of music, like hard rock and metal, you know, typically use 5-strings a lot. The funk and gospel guys play like 6-string basses.
Mm.
But I think in general, most people play 4s.
Yeah.
And the reason I bought myself a 4 is because I was teaching, I had several bass students at one time,
Mm-hmm.
like 3 or 4 all at one time. And I would use like Nicholas's 5-string or something. And it was a problem because they had 4 strings and I had a 5. And even though I would play on my E string,
Mm-hmm.
they weren't thinking, oh, you're on your E string. They were thinking, you're on the next to your lowest string.
Right.
So they would kind of naturally want to grab their A string. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you know, so it was a visual thing. Like if you're playing a 5 and somebody's playing a 4, it's like, I mean, mentally you know what's going on, but your brain kind of plays tricks on you.
Right.
And same thing like a reading tablature on a, you know, it's a 4, but I just sort of see that bottom line. I'm like, what's the bottom string? What's the low string? I'm like, oh crap, no, it's a 4 string. I've got to, you know. So I have seen quite a few bass channels that do bass lessons, but most of them are 4 strings, I guess. I don't know that I've really come across people that are dedicated 5-string lessons. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos like how to play 5-string bass. Like I'm sure there's got to be a guy out there who plays.
I'm sure
5 strings, but like Davey 504 is like the biggest bass channel. Slap like now.
Yeah.
He plays a 4, so it's like the biggest bass channel in YouTube. Plays a 4. Like most people play. There's what's the guy? Scott's bass lessons maybe. I watched some of his videos. He's pretty good. He's always playing a 4. So, I don't know off the top of my head. Anybody out there who can help Fat Philosopher, find some 5-string bass courses.
Or write one.
Who, me?
Yes, you
should get Paul.
Me?
Paul
yes,
should do it. I should get the bitter bass man to do it. He'd be like, oh, it's just easy. Play this.
Right.
I think...
He's not a teacher, though.
He can teach. Bitterness. I think probably, like, if you learn to play the 4-string bass, like if you're a competent 4-string bass player, moving to a 5 is not that big of a problem.
Right.
It's not like it's that different that you need a whole special course just for playing 5-string.
Right. But even then, it's like the mechanics of it, of being able to play it where it feels like you're getting all of it, instead of, like you said, he plays only 4 strings of it.
Right. Do you play the top 4 strings? Do you play your E, A, and D string, or do you play your B, E, A, D string? Are you not playing your high string, or are you not playing your low string? I don't know. I've played both 4s and 5s.
Add more to your thing so we can.
I kind of prefer having a 5. Yeah. Like I don't find playing a 5-string any more difficult than playing a 4-string. They're about the same. Not the same thing as like a 7-string guitar and a 6-string guitar.
Right.
I do find playing 7-string guitar way more weird than playing 6-string guitar.
It's probably how he feels about it.
But it's the same. It's the same note. You have a low B on a 5-string, and you have a low B on a 7-string. But the 5-string bass doesn't mess with me at all. But 7-string guitar is like I gotta think about it a little bit. I got one like back in December. I do actually have a 7-string, but I've played it back in December when I got it. And I haven't really had a chance. I don't play it in lessons because none of my kids have 7 strings. So again, it's kind of the same thing. If I'm playing a 7 and they're playing a 6, there's this visual disconnect that happens. And so I end up not playing it at work very much. So, all right, if anybody has some 5-string bass lesson courses that they're aware of, please leave it down below.
Send it this way.
Send it this way. Help Fat Philosopher find some courses on 5-string bass.
There you go.
And that was the final question. Yay! That was concise.
It was.
Kind of.
Sort of.
Sort of, a little bit. All right, thank you guys so much for the questions. If you watched this whole video, it's time for secret hashtag of the day. Little hashtag, we're gonna type it with your question below and comment or just by itself, and we'll know, secret little game, that you watched this whole stinking video all the way through from beginning to end, which helps the algorithm and helps our viewership, I guess. So, secret hashtag of the day is hashtag huge Texas truck. Okay, I like that better than the other one you thought. Hashtag huge Texas truck. And we'll know that you watched this whole stinking video. Thank you guys so much. So ask a question for next week. It took a couple of weeks for this one. Maybe it won't take a couple of weeks for the next episode.
We say that every time.
389. I know, I gotta stop saying that because every time I say it, it takes a while.
Just be surprised.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a surprise.
It'll happen when it happens. Right? Yes. There will be another one because we got to get to like at least 400 episodes. Maybe 500.
Ooh.
How many episodes can we do this?
I don't know.
We'll find out. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
That's right.
Of people.
And things.
And things.
Yeah! Ow! That's right. That's right.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right.